Well, howdy, folks. This one's just gonna be a recording because I did not actively do this game. So you're gonna see the full playback. You're gonna be able to see everything going on. It's a nice little League of Legends match. Had a bit of a pop off as Kha'Zix, and yeah, wanted to get that one going. So let's start it rolling. Might do some voiceover just to keep track of what's going on in the match and what I was thinking, if I can remember what I was thinking. Might not. We will find out.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. "30 seconds until minions spawn.
It's definitely interesting seeing this in a replay so I can see what the enemy was doing at the same time. Makes it, well, just more interesting to me. With all the changes to the jungle now, Leashless is a much more viable option since Scuttle spawns later and all the camps heal you, but even then, Leashier might have been a bit nice. One of the downsides of starting red on red side.
First love.
It's also interesting seeing the enemy pings and why they acted the way they did, because this Riven, that as you can see coming down right here, this Riven was ganking mid all game, just abandoning Garen in top. Zoe was having a rough time of it. Yeah, and Garen wasn't really doing the, hey, my enemy's walking down into river towards you pings, which didn't help him. It's crazy to me to see this, because, you know, I just did almost a full clear other than Krugs. I got Scuttle. I'm a second late. I hesitated right here. I could see her backing, but I hesitated a second too long. I should have just gone for it. But, you know, Warwick is down here. He's still working on the second half of his clear. They got Scuttle because Riven took it. But Warwick's still down here working on the second half of his clear when I'm already done with a full one. And he had leash. I definitely didn't have the most aggressive start here. My last match as Kha'Zix had not gone that well, so I was playing it a bit safe. Working on some farm before going for any ganks. It's nice to know that I was right to put the vision, kill the vision, and then walk away for a second after. Well, once they popped the blue, to walk away, because they were definitely starting to head up there to support it. Kind of questioned how that ward ended up out there, but I wasn't going to complain about it. I feel like this man forgot the power of Kha'Zix Q's. I had to teach it to him again. I did in fact start that with a smite just to get some health back and get a little bit of burst down. Turned out alright though. I'm pretty sure that's a different audio than when it actually happens in match. Slaying the dragon? Am I just going crazy? Saw Zoe come up, so decided going in for it was not going to be the worst idea. Especially once she got away from those minions. Yeah, love isolation. So one of my usual, I think it's one of the more complicated parts of jungle. Trying to decide if you think that someone will get there in time to get their own kill, or if you just need to secure it. Because if your laner's not going to get the kill, you want the enemy dead. But especially depending on the jungle, for an assassin like this, me getting ahead was not the worst case, especially with how squishy the enemy team was. But you know, if I was playing say Zac, I would rather have my laners get the kills. I'm cool with the, or like Ivern. Laners need the kills 100% more than Ivern does. So it's always, and right there I screwed up a jump. So it's always sort of a, will my laner get up here and get this last hit, or do I just need to finish this? Decided to chase Warwick into his own jungle after seeing how low he was. A little bit rude of me, but it was entertaining. Not really sure why the Katarina thought she should chase this, but it wasn't going well for her until I did a stupid here in a moment. Sometimes you go for things that you really shouldn't. This Riven was being amazingly active on the map, and I gotta give her props for that. But I mean, Garen at this point is kind of winning the lane just through CS and tower hits. But the Riven roaming as much as she did help mid not get destroyed. Zoe was doing pretty well against Cat before that. I love when people make the mistake of running away from their minions, because then I start hitting that type of Q, and it's entertaining. See, so I leave because I took a tower shot, I didn't get the kill. But I'm kind of curious, if I had stayed here, could I have killed her there without getting burst down by her? That one makes me a bit curious. Of course, they have 3 going top looking for me, which is fun. Burnt my flash a bit aggressively there, but got me a kill there. So, worked. I believe the comment I made in that point of the fight was that Warwick does not win those fights anymore. Well, I mean, his teammate just pinged in chat, his ultimate was up in 3 seconds. With his ultimate, he very well could have brought that back out, especially if he combined it with the fear. The fear being one of, to me, the more annoying impairments, because especially for, you know, against someone like Vex, they fear you, you're now walking in a straight line, they can hit a full combo. Easy. You're walking in a straight line, you can't change it. For someone like Warwick with that much health steal, they're nothing but a meat bag for you to health steal from at that point. See, there he gets the ult off, but even the solo Qs are really goddamn strong. They are. It's kind of ridiculous, and I love it. He's very much... Kha'Zix is entirely built against solo fights. If there's more than one person, and if they're smart enough to stay together against a Kha'Zix, he is not, like, amazingly weak, but he is amazingly weaker than he could be. Which is why coming up into this lane right now, when she's on a minion wave, but she's low enough, she's gonna try to run away. Yeah, just do that. I definitely should have tried to let the Zoe get more kills. She got a bit starved in her lane due to the Riven. But it's hard, especially with how much damage my Q is outputting at this point, it gets harder for me to let someone else get the final hit just because the final hit's so easy for me to accidentally take. You know, like right there, I damn near one-shot her from half health. She was definitely lower than half health, but it was not far off. See right here, Warwick knew that I was bot. He should have gone for Herald. He doesn't really have any support from top other than the fact that Garen's backing. But they should have gone for Herald here. Actually, they might. I honestly forget if they do or not.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
And of course, even in the match, I was thinking they should be on Herald, so I just came straight in. I didn't really bother warding before I went in, because I wasn't really worried about whoever I'd run into on here. There's not... As long as they're alone, there's no one on their team at this point in time that I can't kill. You know, I just did a third of Riven's health with one Q. And I don't have any of my like sustain items yet, and I don't have any of my, you know, like I believe in a second here they're gonna get me. They had 4 people run mid to try to get me, and they got Zoe. They used in this fight. They used two ults, and at least 1 smite, and a flash. And I think someone exhausted me. No, ignited me. You know, they spent a lot of things in that fight. Garen still got the Herald. Yeah, and Riven stole my red. It's kind of rude. But they spent a lot of things in that fight for 1 shutdown. And still lost the objective. Sorry, 2 shutdowns. And I was really close there. I was kind of sad that I missed that. Like, I was like a singular second off. If I had really realized, I poked into the bush and then did a total double take there. If I had had better reaction time, or if I'd eat into the bush just to check it, it would have been fun. I would have enjoyed getting that kill. Another aggressive flash burn, but I mean, he got the kill, opened up mid. We have 2 people in mid. They should get a pretty good push off of that one. I would have hoped. It looks like they're falling back for the wave. The entirety of Bard's hope of survival there was in his ult. A lot of people question, because I build Essence Reaver on Kha'Zix. And a lot of people seem to question that, but it also, you know, my Q does a lot of damage, and that just gives me an extra burst on my follow-up strike. And once I get that, I never have to worry about mana again. I feel like it's probably not the most meta item, but I think it works pretty well. I find this moment really interesting because they're all sort of grouped up and they keep poking through the bush and they vision the bush and they're very much trying to decide if they want this fight or not. And that it's interesting to me because they're really him missing his ult. That was their engage. That was a really bad thing for him to miss in that instance. Which probably saved my ass. I probably could have or should have gone back for the rest of that fight, but with the rest of my team there and the enemy in that area down to 2, I felt pretty confident they had it, and the objective was a good thing to take. When I watch this in this, where I can see everyone, I find this part funny because I'm sitting here seeing the Raptors. And I'm pretty sure in a second, Bard's going to walk up and ward this bush and kind of see what's going on and just walk back away. Yep, and just walks back away. He does not want any of that. I didn't realize, actually, when I first rewatched this, I didn't realize they'd had a failed surrender vote right there. I can totally understand it though. Like this turned into they were doing very well in the beginning, and then this turned into a very rough game for them. I would not shit on anyone for surrendering in this circumstance. They very much wanted the pick there. I think they ended up paying for it though. Let's see. Honestly, with all the visual noise that went on here, I didn't even realize that the Katarina, or not the Katarina, the Caitlyn ultimately. Yeah. Did hurt though. You saw the drop in that bar. Bard probably should have just run after he hit that ult on all the rest of my teammates and the Katarina. He probably should just run if he wanted to stay up. He could have done at least base defense at that point. Gone and cleared bottom. I did end up feeling a little bad for the Warwick in this match because he got behind very quickly and he did not get any chance to catch back up, which happens in some matches, but as a jungler I've had that happen to me plenty you get shut down once or twice early, and then you are kind of stuck. Depending on the jungler. For someone like Warwick or Kha'Zix, it's kind of brutal. For a tanky jungler like Zac or Rammus, it's not usually as bad, but it's still not the best thing ever. But yeah, no, I felt a little bit bad for him in this one. More of my deaths in this match were to my own stupidity than probably should have been. You know, and it's funniest part being that two of them were in mid and both of them were due to tower diving Katarina. I probably should have learned after the first one, but I'm a bit stubborn sometimes. You know, at this point, as you can see, I'm mostly full build, other than... You know, at this point, my Essence Reaver has done almost as much damage as my Duskblade has. But at this point, I'm almost full build. I think the next thing I was building was Death Stance. Give me specs, help me get some sustain in the fights. I was just going for the Riven here until the Warwick walked out behind me. It actually took me a second to realize he'd walked out behind me. Tink. Slap. I feel like this Warwick right here really wanted some form of redemption, because he's being really ballsy, chasing me out past my entire team. I think he really wanted something there, and there just wasn't anything for him to take. And then that was GG. This definitely isn't what every match is like, but this was one hell of a match. I was super hyped up after this one. It was my last match of the night, which was probably both good and bad, because if I'd done another one and it had been really bad, I would have been annoyed, because you know, sometimes matches just don't go well, and this match just really fell into place, and it was great. But let's see which. Nope. There we go. That was that match, a full game. Kha'Zix jungle. Assassin junglers are kind of etchy. Sorry, sketchy. Go me. They either really work well or you get smushed flat. There's not a huge amount of mid ground, and a lot of it depends on the enemy team. Because you know, if these guys had gone all tank picks, if they hadn't gone for moderately squishies and then a semi-tank, if they'd gone like Nasus or Ornn and Cho'Gath and Mundo, and Kha'Zix would not have worked nearly as well here. He's probably would have been okay, depending on how I would have had to build Death Stance way earlier, but this this game kind of rolled in for me, and it was beautiful. Well, see you guys next time.